Hello and welcome to Production Bytes Q&A, the show where your questions get answered. I'm your host Nick, and before we jump right in, we hit 3,000 subscribers this week. So to say thank you, we've now got a 50% off sale running on our first sample pack until Friday. So if you've been holding off on our sample pack, now's the time because it's just £5 for everything it has to offer. And I'll put all the links to that on screen here and down in the video description. But now it's questions time. Question 1. So firstly, on the Harlem Shake video, Polywell asks, what are the notes? And I have to admit I didn't save the project which I was working on with that video. However, from what I can recall, the notes should be D sharp, E and F. Question 2. Diablo Staff 989 wants to know, should you compress before adding EQ and effects, or leave it till the very last point in the chain? And there's not really an answer to this one. Reason being, I know people who EQ compress and EQ, who compress EQ and compress, EQ compress and compress. This is why I'm always saying in videos, use your ears, because it's all very subjective and it really is just what you want out of the track, and not what anyone else thinks is right. So at the end of the day, if it sounds good, do it. He also wants to know what I've done with Digezt, and I thought I'd make this the question of the day. What do you guys think I've done with Digezt? Pop your answer in the comments below, and at some point I'll pick my favourite comment, and that person will get a free copy of our sample pack and also my EP. Mihailovich023 wants to know what the original quality of our videos is. And this answer is way more complicated than it should be. Basically, these two monitors, they have a resolution of 1440 by 900, and if I render a video in that and then upload it to YouTube, YouTube downscales that to 720p. So what I need to do to get full HD video out of these is to bring them into my editing application and render them at full HD. But the screen ratio on these is not the same as 1080p. These are 16 by 10 monitors, whereas 1080p is 16 by 9 ratio. So what happens is the resolution I come out with is 1920 by 1200 instead of 1920 by 1080. And that's why the option for original appears as a resolution on YouTube, although it doesn't really make a huge difference. Matt Said Stuff asks, how do you do the noise with the sound thing? Okay, well this is a good question, so let's have a look. I have no idea. Question 5. MikeAngelo94 has had some problems with our sample pack and the demo project that came with it. And his first problem is that he can't open the Massive patches. The reason for this is that the Massive patches are in the new file format which Massive was updated to a few versions back. So to open these patches you need to be running one of the newer versions of Massive. This is a free update from your Native Instruments account or through the Native Instruments Service Center on your computer. Also, he's had some problems opening up the demo project in FL Studio. And the first one is that FL Studio gives him an error when opening because he's running an old version of FL Studio and I'm running the latest one. There shouldn't be any problems opening the project up in an older version of FL. It will give you an error saying you're opening a newer file type, but on the whole it should just work, so don't worry about it too much if that's happened to you. Also inside the demo project I used Thrillseeker LA as the bus compressor, and he's had some problems opening that. If you've downloaded the latest version and installed it correctly in your VST directory, then it should work. However, if Thrillseeker gives you any errors, don't worry, it really is just the bus compressor and you can still look through the project and see the kinds of things I've done. So I hope that helps anyone who's had similar problems. Johnny Moods wants to know how I split the screen at the end of my videos like I'm doing now, and how I've put in the Facebook and Twitter logos. And this is very easy to do. Basically, I've created an overlay in Photoshop which has all the white borders and things, and also all of the Facebook and Twitter logos. And all I do is, in my video editor when I'm doing the editing, I've got multiple video layers. The layer on top is this overlay, and all the other bits of video and images I put underneath the overlay and make them smaller to fit into their own little spots. Most video editing software can do this kind of thing. You just need to work out how to do it in yours, and for this Google is your friend. Or you could always Bing it, I suppose. That's everything we've got time for though. If you've got any quick questions you want answered, then pop them down in the comments below, or come join the conversation on Facebook. But otherwise, thanks a lot for the questions, and I'll be back on Friday with the next sound design video. See you next time.